Hello and welcome to IT Chronicles 10 in Tech. We're here at Knowledge 17. I'm Carlos Casanova, my co-host Kirstie Magowan.
Hey, Carlos.
And Esteban Reyes from Novo. Welcome.
Hey,
welcome.
Happy to be here.
So Esteban, you know, I'm not that familiar with your product and your offerings. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Novo does and how you're helping your customers succeed, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely, I would love to. So what we do at Novo is we help enterprises optimize the way they build, launch, and manage enterprise cloud software. And we've initially focused on core or packaged applications such as ServiceNow, Salesforce.com, as well as infrastructure like AWS and Azure. So what we realize is that the enterprise has been increasingly adopting cloud applications as well as platforms, but there is a gap between how they manage those platforms and applications at run state, because either the talent is not really available or they just don't have the expertise and the tools in-house to do it.
Right.
So we radically simplify how they do that and make it a lot easier.
Right. So what type of skill set? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's your normal developer type skill sets or an administrator type skill sets they have to bring in for something like that. Tell us a little bit about how you go about really enabling the efficiencies.
Yeah, so it's basically two levers that we pull. One is we source talent from different places in the world, trying to find best talent at best cost and skill set. And then the second one is ingraining automation in all of our processes. So for example, when an engineer is building a new app on top of ServiceNow, for instance, instead of them having to go and manually test or have a testing team go and manually test each one of the things that they built, we will build automated test sets that will do that more efficiently and then report back what the issues are, providing with recommendations of how to fix them if there's any bugs that arise.
Interesting, interesting. So we, like you said, we're really moving into that more and more cloud space. So from a customer perspective, what do they see, and what are the benefits that they kind of are measuring, and I guess the value add that you're bringing to them, that they can go to their leadership and say, hey, here's why we need to bring in Novo.
So it's essentially three things. On one end, we enable faster time to value, because they don't have to go build internal teams, which is really, really hard, especially if you're not an engineering company. Hiring engineers, it's a skill of its own.
Sure.
Retaining them, it's even harder sometimes. So that's one of the things that we solve for, and ultimately that equates to just higher return on investment on all their cloud infrastructure and applications that they're buying. The second thing is lower cost, because we are able to source talent globally and also implement automation tools that augment how they operate. We're able to reduce cost as much as 50%.
Wow.
And then lastly is redundancy and reliability, because they don't have to worry about managing a team internally, but rather on a service. Right. Enterprises, are more focused on their core business and how do they extend and advance the use of these tools to become leading edge in their industries, rather than figuring out how to operate them.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what exciting really for businesses, because they can then concentrate on what they're good at, while you concentrate on the things that they're not good at.
Precisely.
Right. So from that value proposition, are you looking at any particular industries, or is it pretty much any, including maybe service providers? Are you looking at any of those organizations as potential clients, or is there a target? I mean, obviously there's a growth projection and stuff like that, but is it pretty much available for everybody?
Yeah, so I mean, we have focused mostly on cloud technologies, as I said, and within that bigger, I guess, domain, we've handpicked a few where we're hyper-focused on at this time. So ServiceNow, Salesforce, and Amazon are three that stand out. In terms of the actual market segment, is it enterprise, SMB, or commercial type customers? Right. We tend to focus more on enterprise and commercial, which is essentially another word for smaller and medium-sized enterprises.
Yep.
Right.
And the reason is because they're able to see higher return on investment because of the demand or scope of support that they need, versus a smaller business is just probably not going to be as effective for them.
Right, it makes sense. I mean, if you're a small organization, it's like you said, it's a lot more difficult to staff appropriately and have enough activity to justify those those skill sets that you want. And on the retention side, absolutely, those skill sets that you want to be active. They want to be engaged in doing that thing. The last thing they want is, hey, 20% of your work now is doing administrative work.
Yeah.
To do that. So, from a conference perspective, are you seeing a lot of traffic? Are you getting a lot of good leads? You know, I don't want to say leads from a pure sales perspective, but are you seeing the traffic? I mean, there's quite a few people here in the expo hall. It's been very busy. Are you getting a lot of traffic from that?
Yeah, it's been quite interesting. I mean, Knowledge this year, I think it's like 15,000 people attending, which is amazing. The first Knowledge I came to was back in 2013, and I think it was 4,000 or 6,000, somewhere along those lines. So to answer your question directly, yes. I mean, it's been great. We've got a lot of people interested, which is great from the perspective of validating what we're doing. We see a lot of good questions coming our way, and yeah, so it's good so far.
Actually, are you finding that they're coming to you with any things? Hey, that's great, but can you do this? Can you do that? Are they bringing ideas to you like, oh, hey, never thought of that, or hey, yeah, we'd love to do that, but maybe not so much?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, they come to us with great questions that ultimately turn into product or service ideas that we consider. And yeah, as an example, somebody was asking us, can we leverage some of your tools and services for this other type of platform or solution that we use? And we never really thought about that. So yeah.
Great. Well, I wish you the very best, and your whole team the very best. And hopefully we'll see you next year, and we'll see you start expanding into even those areas.
I look forward to it.
Thank you very much,
for having me.
Yeah.